On the edge of the world, where the Atlantic roars and the wind howls a constant lament, lies a mystery shrouded in mist and sea spray, a place of stark beauty and unspeakable tragedy. In December of 1900, on the remote Flannan Isles, off the coast of Scotland, 3 men vanished. Lighthouse keepers, the guardians of the coast, swallowed by the night. No witnesses, no distress signal, no explanation. An empty lighthouse, a stopped clock, and a scene that defied logic. This is the Flannan Isles mystery, one of the most chilling unsolved disappearances in maritime history. Welcome back to Urban Legends Decoded, where we investigate the world's most perplexing mysteries. We're venturing into the heart of a century-old enigma, examining the evidence, exploring the theories, and asking, what really happened on that lonely windswept island? If you're fascinated by the unexplained, the bizarre, and the downright chilling, hit that subscribe button and the notification bell, and prepare to be captivated by a tale of isolation, mystery, and the enduring power of the unknown. And let us know in the comments, what do you think happened to the keepers of Flannan Isles Light? The Flannan Isles, also known as the Seven Hunters, are a cluster of small, uninhabited islands located about 20 miles west of the Isle of Lewis, in Scotland's Outer Hebrides. A place of breathtaking, rugged beauty, but also a place of extreme isolation and unforgiving weather. These islands, named after Saint Flannan, a 7th century Irish preacher, were long whispered about in local folklore, sometimes called the Seven Hunters, with tales of hauntings and the supernatural clinging to their rocky shores. These islands are exposed to the full fury of the Atlantic. Storms can rage for days, with hurricane-force winds and waves that can reach staggering heights. For centuries, these treacherous waters posed a grave threat to shipping. In the age of sail, lighthouses were beacons of hope, vital lifelines guiding ships safely through perilous seas. And in 1899, a new lighthouse was completed on Eilean Mòr, the largest of the Flannan Isles, a towering structure designed to withstand the most brutal conditions. This wasn't just any lighthouse. It was a product of the renowned Stephenson family, the same family that gave the world Robert Louis Stevenson. Designed by David Allen Stevenson, its construction was a feat of engineering, with materials painstakingly transported and hoisted up the sheer cliffs. The Flannan Isles Lighthouse was a state-of-the-art facility for its time. A 75-foot tower, built of solid stone, housing a powerful lamp, visible for up to 24 nautical miles, and a crucial foghorn, essential in these often fog-bound waters. Inside, the living quarters, while relatively comfortable for the era, were still confined and isolated. A kitchen, a living room, and separate bedrooms, a stark contrast to the wild landscape outside. The light itself was a complex clockwork mechanism requiring constant attention and regular winding. 2 landing points served the island, one on the east and a more perilous one on the west. The 3 men stationed at the Flannan Isles Lighthouse in December of 1900 were James Ducat, the principal keeper, age 43, an experienced lighthouse man with over 20 years of service in the Northern Lighthouse Board. Ducat had a reputation for being quiet, reserved, and utterly meticulous. He was a family man, a husband with 4 children waiting for him back on the mainland. He had even served on the Flannan Isles Lighthouse before, familiar with its unique challenges. Then there was Thomas Marshall, the second assistant, 28 years old. While younger, Marshall also had several years of experience and was considered competent and reliable. Finally, there was Donald MacArthur, the occasional keeper, 40 years old. MacArthur was filling in for another keeper who was ill, a circumstance that adds another layer to this already strange tale. He wasn't originally meant to be there. While experienced, MacArthur had a reputation that differed sharply from Ducat's. He was known to be somewhat volatile, and records show he'd been involved in a dispute on a previous assignment. He had even logged a complaint, about a previous minor infraction committed by Ducat. He, too, was a married man with children. On December 26, 1900, the lighthouse relief ship Hesperus, captained by James Harvey, set sail from the mainland, bound for the Flannan Isles. It was a routine voyage, carrying supplies and a replacement keeper. But as the Hesperus approached Eilean Mòr, Captain Harvey noticed something was wrong. The flagstaff was bare. No welcoming signal. And most ominously, the lighthouse was dark. Harvey sounded the ship's horn, fired a warning rocket. But there was no response. A chilling silence hung in the air. A landing party, led by Joseph Moore, the replacement keeper, was sent ashore. As they approached the lighthouse, the sense of unease deepened. The heavy iron gate to the compound was closed. The door to the lighthouse itself was unlocked. Inside, they found a scene that would forever be etched in maritime lore. A scene of eerie, unsettling order and complete emptiness. The lamps were cleaned and refilled, ready to be lit. The clock on the wall had stopped at 2 o'clock. A meal lay uneaten on the table. An overturned chair lay nearby, as if someone had risen from it in haste. But most significantly, only one set of oilskins was missing, suggesting that only one of the keepers had gone outside. The keepers themselves were gone, vanished without a trace. As if swallowed whole by the island itself. The initial search of the island and the surrounding waters yielded nothing. No bodies, no wreckage, no clues. The official investigation, led by Robert Muirhead of the Northern Lighthouse Board, was equally baffling. His report detailed the strange state of the lighthouse, but could offer no definitive explanation. The earliest and most persistent theory was that a rogue wave, a monstrous wall of water, had swept the keepers away. The Flannan Isles are certainly known for such waves, and there was evidence of storm damage high up on the western landing. However, critics of this theory point out that the western landing was on the opposite side of the island from where the keepers would likely have been, and the damage, while significant, didn't seem consistent with a wave powerful enough to carry away 3 men from such a height. Furthermore, experienced keepers would have been acutely aware of the dangers and unlikely to venture out in such conditions. Another theory proposed that one keeper had gone mad, killed the other 2, and then thrown himself into the sea. But there was no evidence of a struggle, no bloodstains, and nothing in the keepers' records or personalities to suggest such a scenario. Then there are the more speculative theories. Tales whispered among sailors and islanders, rooted in folklore and the inherent mystery of the sea. Some spoke of sea monsters, of giant squids or other unknown creatures dragging the men to their deaths. Others whispered of supernatural forces, of the islands being cursed, or of the keepers being taken by fairies or spirits. And, of course, in more modern times, the inevitable theory of alien abduction has surfaced, fueled by the unexplained nature of the disappearance and the general fascination with UFOs. In recent years, some researchers have revisited the case, examining weather records and oceanographic data. Some have proposed more nuanced versions of the rogue wave theory, suggesting that a series of waves, or a sudden surge, could have caught the keepers off guard. Others have focused on the psychological aspects of isolation and the potential for accidents or misjudgments in such a harsh environment. The stopped clock, the uneaten meal, the missing oilskins. These details continue to be debated and reinterpreted. The truth is, we may never know what happened to James Ducat, Thomas Marshall, and Donald MacArthur. The mystery of the Flannan Isles Lighthouse remains unsolved, a haunting reminder of the power of the sea and the limits of human understanding. The keepers may be gone, but their story lives on. A chilling tale whispered on the winds of the Outer Hebrides, a legend that continues to captivate and intrigue us more than a century later. What do you believe happened to the 3 keepers? Share your theories in the comments below, And don't forget to like this video, subscribe to Urban Legends Decoded, and hit that notification bell for more explorations of the unexplained.